Hi everybody, hope you're all well. Just letting everybody enter in from the waiting room. Thanks very much for joining us today. We'll get started in a second. We'll just give it an extra few seconds just to double check there's nobody else going to join us for today. And I'll just share my screen. Okay. Hopefully you can all see that. My screen's been a bit funny. I'll try to share that again. Bear with me. Right, you should be able to see my screen. Let me know if that's not the case. Rebecca, can you see my screen? Fantastic. Okay. Well, I guess we'll make a start for today. So my name is Jen Simpson, and I work as part of the careers team here in Newcastle University Business School. Today I'm joined by our Alumni Relations Manager, who's Rebecca Stobbs, who's also with us today. And we're going to talk to you a little bit about what you can expect when you're here with us at Newcastle University Business School as part of our MBA cohort in 2022 and 2023. Because there's not many of us on the call today, do feel free, if you've got questions, to either put them in the chat box or to unmute yourself. You're more than welcome to ask questions at any point. We really want you to get what you need from this session today. So without further ado, we'll get started. So first of all, along with Rebecca and myself, you can expect to meet our colleagues Cian O'Sullivan and Paul Campbell. They form the other part of our careers service here at Newcastle. And the idea is that you'll see us a lot throughout your studies. We work as a team integrated into the business school. And we all come with a certain amount of careers expertise in our background. So just to give you a little idea, Paul joined us 3 years ago from Durham University Business School, where he worked for the MBA cohort there. Cian recently joined us in the last couple of months, where he was at University of Sunderland here in the Northeast, and he was working with students over there, and he's going to be a big part of the MBA offering in terms of careers going forwards. And then lastly, I joined the business school about 3 years ago, prior to which I worked at Alliance Manchester Business School with the MBA cohort there. And so it's fair to say that we've got quite a bit of experience between us all from various different sectors and various different backgrounds, but we've all been in higher education sector for the last couple of years. We're all very passionate about working with people, especially at MBA level, who are taking such a big, who are making such big changes to their career and taking, making big decisions about traveling across the world to undertake this fantastic opportunity. So in terms of how we like to work with you, it's really very simple in that we believe in working, sorry, my computer just doesn't want to play ball today, and working in partnership with you. So from the day that you arrive in induction time, we're very keen to build what's known as a partnership with you. And that's all about empowering you to help you understand a little bit more about yourself, more about what you want to do with your career, and what you would like to do, and what you would like to do going forwards. I just want to double check. Can you see, Rebecca, can I just come to you briefly? Are you able to see the slide in front of you that's talking about working in partnership? No.
Oh, it just says, how do we work with you?
There we go. Right, let's just go back a little bit there. Hang on. There we go. That's where we should be, I think. Thanks for that. Yeah, so it's really important to us that you understand exactly where your offering is in the market. You understand exactly how MBAs transfer back into the labour market, and that's regardless of whether you're looking to target careers here in the UK or further afield, perhaps back in your home country or somewhere new altogether. So you'll see a lot of us throughout the 12 months that you'll be with us, and hopefully we'll build long-lasting professional relationships that will go on after you graduate as well. So in terms of what brings you to this point, as I said before, I know this is a massive decision in terms of what you're doing with your career. It's a huge gamble to step away from an already successful career to come all the way to the UK to undertake this learning. And we know from talking to our students that people undertake MBAs for a variety of reasons, and I've kind of collated a few of those reasons there on this particular slide. So we know by and large it's usually to do with a career progression decision, and that can look like several different things. So we know that could be about perhaps pursuing a leadership position within your career. Perhaps is that you're looking to make a change of industry, or even a change of role, or even perhaps a change of geographic location, and that's often a driver for many of our MBAs. It's often that you want to pursue a passion, and you maybe have an idea for a business that you would like to get off the ground as well. But we also know that this is underpinned by a desire to build a new, stronger skill set. And, you know, alongside it, we don't talk about it an awful lot, but we also recognize as well that there's often a motivation to achieve more numerically as you go forward as well, to earn more, to have more responsibility, to, you know, achieve the, you know, high goals, the high bar that you set for yourself. In terms of changing role or industry, if you fall into that category, if you're thinking about making a change from one industry sector to another, or one role to another, it might be useful to know that you're not alone with that. In fact, in 2018 and 2019, 94.7% of the students that we worked with went on to accept a job or a role in a different sector or with a different organisation. And in 2019 and 2020, that number was still pretty high at 85.7%. So if you're thinking, you know, I want to move from banking and finance to IT, or IT to marketing, or marketing to healthcare, you're not alone. The majority of MBAs who come and join us here at Newcastle do want to make that sort of change, and do want to commit to exploring those avenues, and we'll do everything we can to support you with that. So in terms of what that looks like, it might be helpful for you to understand a little bit about what MBAs do after graduation. Now, this is an external piece of data that I've taken from a website called Prospects, which is an organisation here in the UK who work within the HE sector, and they work on collating lots of different types of data to help us understand what graduates do. So this particular infographic shows us what our MBAs do after graduation within the UK. I'm going to focus on the green on this particular slide. So these are full-time MBA students who graduate in the UK, and we can see that very clearly that the majority of students or graduates will go on to work in other businesses and within the finance area. We also know that manufacturing is quite a popular destination for MBAs. IT and telecoms is up there as well, and obviously management consultancy tends to be a very traditional, well-trodden route for our MBAs as well. But as you can see, that's not the whole picture. There is a wider story there about the amount of career destinations that are out there. You know, we work with students from all different types of backgrounds who are looking to achieve all different types of career objectives. In terms of roles, we've got a similar infographic here to give you an idea of the types of roles that MBA graduates tend to go into. And you can see that the most popular there is business HR and finance professionals. And that's mainly due to that traditionally MBAs would have trodden the path of mainly consultancy-led roles, or perhaps roles in banking and finance. That's starting to branch off a little bit. Certainly over the last sort of 10 or 15 years or so, we've seen MBA graduates branch off into lots of different areas, and although they account for like a smaller amount or smaller volume of graduates, they are on the rise as technology changes, as the workplace changes, as you know, the socio-political makeup of the world changes. There are new jobs that are coming to the fore, and it means that MBAs have never had more choice in terms of what they want to in terms of the types of roles and the types of career opportunities available to you. So there will always be those more traditional paths, the banking and finance, the consultancy-led careers. However, that is changing. We're seeing a lot more disruption in the market these days, which is good to see. So in terms of what our MBAs go off and do, I'm going to let Rebecca talk about that in a few minutes' time. She'll be able to talk to you a little bit more about what our alumni community looks like. But in the last couple of years, I've pulled together some logos here of some of the organisations that our MBA graduates have gone off and worked in. Now, this isn't exhaustive by any stretch of the imagination, but I thought it might just illustrate, just some of the breadth and variety of organisations that our MBAs go off to have careers in, both in the UK and further afield as well. So as you can see, just to sort of draw on what the infographic in the last slide was showing us, we've got FMCG companies on there, we've got higher education organisations, we've got technology, we've got consulting, we've got banking, we've got public sector organisations on there as well. So as you can see, it's a diverse picture. And it just goes to show that, an MBA is a very personal journey, and one size doesn't fit all. And part of the beauty of the MBA journey is that you will hopefully go off and go into lots of different areas of business. So in terms of how you get there, how you get from where you're sat today, maybe you're an offer holder, maybe you're considering Newcastle as one of your potential MBA programs. I think it's a good time to start and think about how we're going to get you from this point today to that last slide with all the exciting organisations on there. And there's lots of different angles that I could take to this, and lots of different elements of the support that you could get that I could talk about, but it really breaks down into three main areas. So in terms of the career planning here at Newcastle, it's a 12-month program, which sounds a long time, but actually when you're here, you're going to be very busy, and it's a very packed schedule, and it ends up not being quite as long a time as you think it's going to be. So to do that, it's really important to us as a team that we make best use of our time and of your time to get you where you need to be. And we tend to break it down into three key areas, which is reflection and planning. So that's about understanding yourself, understanding the skills and the knowledge that you already have. You already arrive with, a lot of expertise from your prior career, your education as it stands. And so it's understanding a little bit about the value that you have with that, and how to articulate that, and also to recognize the areas that you perhaps want to develop over the next 12 months as well. All of that reflection can help feed into your planning for your career, for your objectives going forwards. So we spend a little bit of time in various different exercises, and resources are provided to help you get to grips with that, and to have that dialogue with yourself and with the team as well about what that might look like to you. When you have that picture kind of solidified in your head, it's really important to us that we then help you implement a strategy to achieve what you want to achieve going forward. And that's whether you want to remain in the UK, maybe you want to return to your home country. So we will help you and provide you with networking opportunities to build contacts, build professional contacts who will be with you for the rest of your career. We will make sure that we're talking to you in real terms about what a job search strategy in your area will look like. Often that will be sometimes challenging you a little bit on your objectives, maybe providing some insights about the market as it stands in the UK. We'll also look at the more practical elements of job search strategy, so things like making sure you've got a top-notch CV that explains who you are and what you do in the best possible terms. We'll make sure that you've got excellent application skills. It's a competitive market out there globally, especially in the UK. So we want to make sure that you're competing at the best possible level that you can do. And we want to make sure that we're also helping you engage with the market as appropriately and as early as we possibly can. And to do that, it's about making sure that we provide technique in networking, that we provide you with interview technique, and that you are prepped and confident when entering into recruitment processes around things like assessment centres, psychometric testing, resilience, and negotiation of offers. So that's at a very high level how we tend to spend our time with you. There is always method in our madness, but we will always make sure that there are key intervention points throughout the time that you're with us to help you get to grips with all three of these areas. Breaking it down a little bit further, just to kind of give you an idea of what to expect. Is along with those sort of three key main approaches that we tend to take, you'll find us in certain areas of your MBA. The most key aspect to that is within your curriculum. So as part of your MBA, you're going to study a 12-month module, which is called the Personal and Professional Transformation module. And as I say, that underpins everything that you do on the MBA. You're going to have module selections. There's going to be different types of projects that you're going to be involved with throughout. However, the Personal and Professional Transformation module will underpin everything and run for the duration of your MBA. As part of that particular module, the careers team will have in-module sessions with you. So you can expect to see us for a couple of hours per session, around sort of 6 or 7 times throughout your MBA. And as part of those sessions, we will be working with you on that reflection piece, on that planning piece. We'll cover off things like career development theory with you, so you could understand where your thinking's come from and help you contextualize your planning and your thinking. We'll have discussions and exercises on how to build your skills and how to leverage your skills and your plans going forwards. And again, once we get into the second semester in the summer term, we'll be working really closely with you to make sure that you've got all of the employability resources that you need to be successful. So that's where things like the CV, networking, LinkedIn, interview technique, psychometric tests, and all those types of elements will come into play a little bit. Aside from that, we'll also help you build your network. We'll make sure that you're plugged into the alumni network, both on a sort of like a more volume-based basis. So through things like alumni insight sessions and panel sessions, as well as on the more individual aspect side of things. So that's relating to things like our MBA mentoring program. So that's a little bit about the Personal and Professional Transformation module. That's where you'll see the majority of us. So my colleague Kian will be the most visible person on that particular module. But in addition to that as well, we do offer extracurricular optional sessions. And these run all the way throughout the year. We generally try to timetable them so they're outside of teaching time. Sometimes there'll be an early morning session, an evening session, or a lunchtime session. And the idea with these is that we talk to the market, we are externally facing, and we gather insights from a range of different employers about the types of skills that they like to see within graduates. That's not only just MBA graduates, but postgraduate and undergraduate as well. And we've pulled together a program of extracurricular events and training sessions that we provide that you can tap into when and if time allows, and if you've got the interest in it. The idea with these is that they should all provide value to you in terms of your employability. They should all help and enhance the skills that you already have. So I've included on this particular slide just a bit of a snapshot of the types of sessions that we've run this year. So we provided a one-day capital markets workshop, which is fantastic for anybody who's interested in getting into things like trading, investment banking, wealth management, anything like that. And that was delivered by an external trainer who actually works in the city. We provided a bespoke agile project management session, which ran over a couple of days. We're running one in the next couple of weeks just for our MBA students to make sure that they have access to all of that learning. We ran a session which was called No Code Coding, and it's for anybody who's not from a digital background but wants to understand a little bit about how coding can be used to solve problems. We've run more creatively led workshops on things like Photoshop and search engine optimization. We've also done data visualization training as well. So along with, we also have a Bloomberg suite within the business school. So if you're interested in accountancy, trading, investment banking, anything like that, we do put a lot of training on offer so that you can understand how to use the software that are used in the bigger institutions. And then on the softer side as well, we recognize it's not all about the hard skills, not all about the technical skills. We know that employers also really value soft skills and being a good colleague in the workplace. So we also put on sessions around time management, presentation skills, and in addition to that, that you also have access to MBA-led competitions as well. So like I say, they are opportunities that are extracurricular, and that you can tap into as and when you have the appetite to do that, but they're always there for you, and it's something that you will hopefully help enhance your employability, enhance your confidence as well. So the third way that we work with you, we also provide on-demand resources to you. So as an MBA, you're going to be one of 35 in terms of the class size, around the 35 mark. So you have access on demand to one-to-one careers guidance support throughout the program. And that can be with myself, Paul, or Kian as part of the team. And you can catch up with us at any point as much as you want about your career planning, about networking, about mapping the market, about job search, whatever it happens to be. We'll meet you where you are and we'll make sure you get the best guidance possible. We also make sure that you get tailored weekly communications with regards to what's going on within the school, within the university, making sure that you're tapped into any kind of external resources or external training or opportunities to network, so you have it all in one place. We also have a dedicated online learning platform with curated resources. So we make sure that anything that we provide to you is you can easily find and you can catch up on in your own time as well. And then we also subscribe to a range of external resources as well, just to help with your knowledge building as well. And then finally, I guess the only other thing to talk about is a little bit, I know that internships are an important element of completing an MBA or hopefully looking to break into a new industry sector. And the 12-month MBA here at Newcastle strives to do that. It strives to give you opportunities to embed yourself and establish yourself here in the UK. So to do that, you will have the opportunity to take part in our Business in Action Week, where you will be taking part in consultancy-led projects, individual projects, competitions, site visits, discussions, and networking opportunities, and that takes place in semester 2. You also have the opportunity to take part in a boardroom challenge, which aims to mimic working at a very senior level within an organisation. In the second semester and in the summer semester, you also have the opportunity to work on an individual and/or team-based consultancy projects, which is basically like a mini internship. So you'll be working on a live challenge or a live project, and you'll be presenting back to the client. And throughout the programme, we do strive to put on extra networking opportunities so you can tap into the alumni network and industry network as you go along. The idea being that at the end of all that, you've got a really sound network of contacts that you can draw on. So I think that's probably everything I wanted to talk about in terms of what you can expect in terms of careers as part of the MBA. But if anyone had any questions at this point, then I'd be happy to answer them.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi.
Saurav here. So
Hello.
I'm so sorry I joined a bit late. Actually, I was visiting the website and I was trying to join the link which was available on the website. I missed out in the email. So while trying to join, I got delayed and I just saw another email right now. I'm not sure if you already covered the part for exchange programs as well with other business schools or maybe industry treks. Can you elaborate a bit on that?
Yeah, sure. So there is, as far as I'm aware, an exchange program within our particular MBA is not something that we offer as standard. However, we do have a really strong internationalization agenda here at Newcastle. And I do know that obviously we've had a strange old time post-pandemic, but we are having conversations within the university about being able to offer that international trip and that international experience for the MBA. Hopefully it will be back on the agenda by the time September comes around. I wouldn't want to say that's absolutely confirmed at this stage of the game because I don't think I can say that. But I know that, as the world opens up again, we are going to be able to offer an international experience for the MBA, and that'll be a trip internationally to network with other students and I think complete a project based outside of the UK. In terms of exchange, I think I would prefer, I think that's something that we might need to pick up offline, perhaps with Mariam or one of my other colleagues who can maybe talk to you about that, because I think I know that there's a lot of detail with regards to credits and relationships that we might have with some of our partners in terms of what that looks like, and I wouldn't want to misinform you.
Certainly makes sense. Thank you.
I'll definitely follow up on that. Yeah.
Yep. Thanks, Mariam.
Okay, well, I'll bow out of this for the time being, and I'm going to hand over to Rebecca, who's going to talk to you a little bit about the alumni community here at Newcastle University Business School.
Thanks, Jen, and hello, everyone. As Jen says, I'm Rebecca. I'm the Alumni Relations Manager here at Newcastle University Business School. So my role is twofold. As you'll have heard Jen talk today, I steward our wonderful alumni community to support current MBA students. As Jen mentioned, we've had lots of activity recently, but one of my personal favourites is when we had 2 MBA graduates come along and speak at a session a couple of weeks ago, and Gillian, who is the CEO of a local charity, akin to networking to being curious. So if you come to Newcastle and you hear Keane and I talk to you about being curious, that is where that has penned from. I'll only spend a few minutes today talking about the alumni community with you to give you a flavour of what it's like to be a part of it. So once you graduate, your journey with Newcastle isn't over. I was talking to an MBA graduate the other day, and they akined it to, it's an experience we don't get for 1 year, but for a lifetime. So think about the skills in the community that you're going to grow. It spans well in advance of that 12-month period. So here at the business school, we currently have 32,000 alumni or graduates. That grows each year. So as you join, you'll see that kind of grow and become more of a diverse pool of individuals. We currently have 1,300 MBA graduates, which is wonderful. And some of the top locations they are currently based in are the UK, India, China, and Thailand. We've got 454 based in the Northeast at the moment, and around 68 based in London, but I think it's a little bit more than that in all honesty. And 341 of our graduates are currently residing in Asia. Jen has already touched upon some of the areas that individuals have gone on to work, key industries, but I'll angle it from those of the last 3 years here at the business school, and it does mirror industry trends. So we've got our graduates working in banking, information technology, construction, management consulting, and education management. And Jen's already mentioned businesses that our graduates have gone on to work for, and you'll see that there are some crossover because we were very excited about some of the key companies. We've got PwC, Mayborn, Tier Leadership, Bank Audi, and also in our alumni network. And then next slide, please, Jen. And then we've got Anand and Tagger, and they recently also recorded videos about their MBA experience, which if you haven't already had a chance to have a look at, Marion will be able to share with you afterwards. But Tagger's quote is one of my favourite when I was speaking to her. It's what the MBA prepares you for, you take over the world. So she's got wonderful ambition. She had a wonderful experience here on the MBA, and that's how she feels about her experience in a time, and that's her memory of Newcastle University. Now just bear with me 2 seconds, because I've got a couple of links that I can pop here in the chat box about where you can find other case studies. So let's see if this works. There you go. So that should probably pop up at your screen. If you haven't had a chance already, you can click on that at your leisure, and it'll give you an insight into our MBA profiles here at Newcastle University. If you do decide to join us, we're very excited, and we will look forward to welcoming you to the alumni community. I'm happy to answer any questions, because I think that's the last of my slides. And you've got any questions for Jen and myself, just either pop up on the screen now or feel free to pop them in the chat.